Welcome to the program. I'm Mark Imperial. This segment's all about exit planning, and it's brought to you by booksgrowbusiness.com. It's the place where busy professionals get their books done and published to educate consumers, grow their businesses, and to leave a legacy. Joining me on this segment is Mike Trabert. He's a partner with Marcum Accountants and Advisors. Mike, welcome to the program.
Mark, thanks for having me, and thanks for reaching out and giving me the opportunity to chat with your listeners today.
Mike, tell us a little bit about your work and specifically who are the types of clients that you help?
Yep. So what we generally work with business owners, Mark, and we help them build value in their business and ultimately transition their business, whether that's an outright sale, generational transfer, or other methods.
Business owners, they think growth and building the business, but how much thought do they really put into the exiting of it? Yeah, what are their preconceived notions?
Um, One of the preconceived notions is that their business is worth more than it really is. Almost all business owners, and how do they know the value? Well, somebody on the 19th hole told them their business is worth a lot. Preconceived notion is that exit planning is something you do when you're ready to transition out of the business. It's not. Exit planning is really good business strategy. It's something you should begin long before you ultimately think you're going to transition to business. And one of the things we talk about often, Mark, in our world is the 5 Ds, meaning death, disability, divorce, disagreement, and distress. And you always have to be ready to transition your business because stuff happens. And all you business owners out there, raise your hand if you ever had an unsolicited call to sell your business. And if you're not ready, you're not going to be able to transition.
Tell us a little bit about, getting prepared, because what does that even look like if the business owner isn't quite sure? What are some of the mistakes or the things that they're not considering when they get ready to sell?
One of the things that we often say is that the owner is the business, there is no business. And so one of the key value drivers in a business, Mark, is to build out a management team. So when that business owner transitions out, there's somebody there, the new owner and the management team, to help the business prosper.
What's it like working with an exit planning advisor? People probably are not really even familiar with the process. Can you give us kind of a 10,000-foot view on how you help them?
Sure. And so, and I'll start with, so as I was going to be speaking at a managing partners meeting in San Diego a few years back. And on the plane, I was reading a quote book written by one of my clients, and about half the quotes were his and half people that we'd recognize. And so one was a Steve Jobs quote, and I'm going to paraphrase, but the quote was, give your clients something they need even before they know it exists. And that's how I liken this exit planning arena, because business owners, I don't think largely know that there is something about exit planning and building value in business and preparing to transition. And also we also talk about the 3 legs of the stool then, Mark. So it's the business, the personal, so what are you going to do after you transition out of the business, and the financial, so are you prepared? And so one of the things that we do with business owners, we prepare what we call a trigger event. And a trigger event includes the value of their business and also then an exit readiness assessment. So how ready is the business to transition, and how ready is the business owner to transition? And then also a part of that is a business attractiveness. So how attractive does your business look to an outsider looking in?
Mike, what inspired you to get into this field and help business owners specifically with their exiting? How did you get started?
So as a decades-long CPA, one of the things that we do is work with business owners. And it seemed like it is an area that isn't really, there's not a lot of people that are really assisting business owners. And so one of the designations that I have now through the Exit Planning Institute is a certified exit planning advisor. And those numbers are growing. Many take it for the education because it's great education, but some like myself, we assist business owners in preparing their business for ultimate transition.
Terrific. Mike, before I ask you my last question, is there anything that I didn't think to ask regarding exit planning that you feel is really important to share with business owners today?
Yeah, a number of things actually. We probably don't even have time for all of them, Mark.
Let's try. Give it a shot.
Okay, but this whole thing is really about awareness and education. So making the business owners aware that there is something like this that exists and help educate them in the process. So one of the things that we do, I've done 21 times now, I facilitate what we call an owners roundtable. So some of the sessions are in town in Cleveland and other cities around the country. And then also I facilitated a program on a cruise ship that went to Cuba, the Turks and Caicos in the Caribbean. Our next one international will be Cayman Islands at Valentine's Day. So all you owners, mark your calendars for that. And so it's about really providing awareness and education to the business owners. And I guess if there's one key takeaway, that's probably it. And one of our mantras then, Mark, is the beginning of the process is change the outcome. So we want to change the outcome for business owners so that they have a successful transition of their business, whenever that is and whatever method that is.
Sage advice. Mike, for business owners listening who would love to speak with you, how can they find you, connect with you, and learn more?
Yes, I'm on LinkedIn. My direct dial phone number is 440-459-5760. And my email is mike.trabert, Trabert, at Marcum, our firm name, Marcum, LLP as in Paul.com.
Mike, this has been terrific. I really appreciate you taking the time to share with my audience today, and I wish you continued success for you and for all of your clients.
Mark, thanks so much. It was fun.
That was Mike Trabert, partner with Marcum Accountants and Advisors, and this segment's been brought to you by booksgrowbusiness.com. It's the place where busy professionals get their books done and published to educate consumers, grow their practices, and to leave a legacy. That's all for now. I'm Mark Imperial, and thanks for joining me.